Welcome to the latest, and here's to the greatest.
Start over.
Okay. I love it. Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you delete that one?
I'll figure it out.
Okay. You ready?
Yes.
Okay. Welcome back, my spooky ghoul friends, and welcome to the channel of Haunted History. I am your spooky host, Manda K, former paranormal investigator. With this saying, you can take the paranormal out of the girl, but not the girl out of the paranormal. I bring haunted stories right to your location, and today's haunted hotspot is St. Mary's Bridge around the Bayou Torte in Louisiana, which is right outside of Broussard. This horrible tragedy takes place in the 1900s. Before I get into it, I need to make a disclaimer. With the depiction of sexual violence towards a young woman, I reference the alcohol usage, so this video may be sensitive to some viewers. If so, please click out and I will see you on the next Haunted History tour. All the information I gathered through my very own research books, as well as some info on the internet. With all this being said, let's start the story. Mary Jane, hence whom this bridge became named after. Mary was dating a local boy by who the way her parents were not thrilled by this arrangement. And how do I know this, you ask? I dug deep into some archives and I found out they did not like him. It's amazing what you can find when you search deep enough. And here's what I found. Other than her parents' dislike, he was considered an American, in which in those terms by certain locals meant non-Cajun or Creole. So with that being mentioned, my opinion was Mary must have been Creole or of Cajun descent. None of that is ever recorded on what her ethnicity was, but I'm taking it that she was either Creole or Cajun. And you have to remember this was the early 1900s, so things like this were frowned upon. So with this being said, could also be part of her parents' disapproval. Or he gave off bad vibes. It was just a parent's intuition. One will never fully know. It was late one night and the young couple were on their way home from a date. Some say prom, but that's just hearsay. And this is recorded that Mary was refusing to give in to her drunk boyfriend's sexual advantage. He shouted at her, "Give in or I will throw you in the bayou." Mary begged him to take her home, but her boyfriend kept repeating his ugly threat. At one point, Mary did flee from her boyfriend, but somehow he ended up catching up to her and beat her in the back of the head with a whiskey bottle until she lost consciousness. He then kept his threatening promise and dumped her body in the bayou, where no doubt the alligators got to it. As a woman myself, I could not imagine this poor girl's fear. This is someone you trust, and he turned on her. I cannot fathom her emotions, and it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart for all SA victims and what all of you have endured, and I'm so sorry to all of these victims. It's such a horrible thing, and my heart goes out to each and every one of you. Honestly, though, I think this is where the parent intuition theory for not liking him may come in. Despite the intense search that followed this horrendous crime, Mary's body was never found, and the boyfriend disappeared a week later with no trace whatsoever of what happened to him. Was it Mary's father getting revenge for his daughter? Was it his own guilt to where he fled and unalived himself? Or did Mary haunt him from her watery grave and drove him to madness? Ooh, the speculations. And I never said I was normal. There was an investigation on his property, and all his belongings were there and never looked to be touched. and this case is still very much a mystery to this day. And I'm sure there are skeptics out there who believe this is just a typical ghost story, but then there's me. And this perks up my paranormal interest, and I think I need to go find out for myself, because rumor has it, if you go out to this bridge at midnight, turn off your car, call out Mary, 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 your car won't start, and you'll have to push it off the bridge before it'll start again. I will admit that one's a little cliche. Another occurrence they say is at midnight, when you can see Mary frantically circling the bridge in a long white dress, imprisoned on the bridge after her young life was cut short by an evil boyfriend. And also, numerous people have reported a young woman ghost on the bridge, illuminated by a bright white light, making out her figure from your car headlights. So with all these witnesses coming forward and saying that they have seen something, there has to be some truth out there to that this bridge is haunted. Screams have been reported as well as captured on audio, just as recent as a month ago. And this bridge is also used for satanic rituals, so who knows what else lurks in the dark, swampy bayou. I still go out to see for myself, for my curiosity, and yes, I am very aware of the saying, curiosity kills the cat. But one of my favorite stories that I found is Mary's ghost scared a police officer. The officer saw a young woman on the bridge who looked to be in need of assistance and distress. So the officer went to go help when Mary disappeared right before the officer's eyes. The officer was so scared to cross the bridge after and since then. If you know about this story, please leave your comments and your own experiences below. I love interacting with my audience. And before I vanish, I want to thank my viewers, as well as Patrick Lou Hayashi, for editing these videos and making this happen. Thank you everyone for your love and support. Like if we're liking, share if we're sharing, and subscribe if you want more haunts. Happy haunting, Manda K. Boo.